Hey team, how you doing? So today is the last Wednesday of May of 2018, and the Korean adventure is coming down to a close. So I just wanted to take a couple minutes here as I'm waiting for to link up with some of my transition people here to help me out when I need to leave Korea. But one of the things I wanted to talk about this morning is one thing that kind of struck me is, as you may know, I went on some leave last week. I went and explored the East Coast. That was all pretty great. But I delayed my leave a couple days so that I could attend an event for work where we do these farewells, and that's where you have a group of people and they come, and basically it's a good chance for everybody to get together and thank everybody for their accomplishments and all the good things that they've done for the unit. It's sort of a closure type of a thing. And it's also a good opportunity to welcome the new people to the unit that are either replacing those folks or that are basically just getting here. So one of the things is, I delayed my leave for that so that I could attend that. And there's a lot of traditions in the military that are pretty cool, and there's a lot of good things, and they really help solidify what we're all about. And I went on my leave and had a great time, like I said, and then I came back, and what was on my mind was getting into the transition process. And that's a process where you go to a bunch of briefings and they give you these papers. It's sort of like a treasure hunt. You go around and collect all these autographs to make sure that I guess that you don't owe them anything, and then once you have all those autographs, you're cleared to leave this area. So I got to the office before everyone else was there, and opened up my door, and in one of my other videos, some of the things we talked about, remember I talked about teams, and as a recruiter, that's travel, education, adventure, money, and service to country, and those are all pretty cool. For me, as you can probably tell, I do enjoy the travel. The adventure actually is pretty cool, and I think what it really boils down to is service to country. But it's not really just service to country, it's probably service to the people that you work with. And here's one of the great examples that I'll talk to in just a minute. So one of the things that's kind of unique about the military, and maybe it's everybody actually in general, is we're very good at pointing out the things that are wrong. And it's probably not very often that we don't seem to get very well at pointing out the things that are good. And even our compliments sometimes, we'll just say, hey, that's a good job. But what we lack sometimes is saying, why was that a good job? So if, just a reminder, if you give somebody a compliment, make sure that you kind of specify what it is exactly that you thought that they were doing right. It's particularly if you're a coach. Because if you're a coach and you're trying to get somebody to do something that's right, what you really want them to focus on in their mind is the thing that was correct, not dwell on the thing that's negative. We have this huge thing that we are very good at pointing out negativity, and we're prone for the negativity bias. Even as a people, we will constantly think about that one negative comment for the most part, even though you may have gotten 100 positive comments on some things, and particularly some of our younger people and our younger military members, they maybe struggle with that. So just keep that in mind if you're in that position, or even if you're a buddy or whatever, is specify exactly what it is that they are doing correct. So when I got to my office, I found this one single white envelope, nothing on the outside, and it's sealed up. And I didn't open it right away. I kind of have a ritual when I get to the office. I turn on the TV. The computers take a long time to boot up, so I'll boot up the computer. I'll make some coffee, and I kind of get myself situated in the office while the computer's starting up. Then I punch in my password, and I'll do a few more things. And then by that time, it seems like I can actually kind of sit down and start going through emails and trying to decide the priorities of the day. So when I finally got to that point, here's what I found. And again, I opened it up inside, just a plain white letter. And going back to the farewell, one of the traditions that we have, besides saying farewell to everybody and welcoming all the new people, is that those that are being farewelled, they don't have to buy their meal. But this particular time, there was a lot of people that needed to say goodbye, and we didn't even get to all of them because of the time period. And it was a buffet, so that's actually pretty tough, to get ahead of somebody that's there. And so it wasn't really a big deal to me. We're there to eat, and I had a bunch of people that I needed to say farewell to, and I was sort of thinking about that. So I went ahead and secured my meal and was having a great time. Anyway, so I came back from leave, and I'm going through my transition process. This is what I found. I'll read it to you. It says, as a guest of honor, personnel being recognized at a farewell luncheon should not have to pay for their own meal and is signed for the whole team. And then inside of that was $12 US. So it's a small gesture. It's a very, more than the money, it means a lot. And what that gets to is all in one small gesture, in one small envelope, is one of the main points of why we joined the military. One of the things is, the military is a very diverse population, pretty much simulates the whole United States. And a lot of people wonder, how is the military able to do that when, as a country, we are challenged sometimes to be unified and to be able to come together as one team. So I've talked about this before. There's another video in there where I was able to speak at my daughter's Veterans Day thing. And I'll just bring it up one time. It's the acronym of leadership. And that's Lima, Delta, Romeo, Sierra, Hotel, India, Papa, and that stands for loyalty, duty, respect, selfless service, honor, integrity, and personal courage. So in that one small envelope, that one small gesture, my team was able to emulate all those values, in my opinion, in one small thing. They didn't have to do that. It was done deal. I was gone on leave, and pretty much out of sight, out of mind. So what I want to do is wrap that up and say that, that's one of the main reasons why people, that may not be why they join the military, but I'm willing to bet that's why they stay in the military. And that's why we go to war. That's why we fight. We fight for for the battle buddy that's on your left and the right. And so I'm very glad that we live in a day of what I heard and I read recently in a book called The Digital Echo. And because of that digital echo, we never really need to say goodbye. Because of that digital echo, the whole time that I've been here in Korea, I've been able to maintain relationships with those that are very important to me, either through texting, through video, through phone calls. So even pretty much nowadays, wherever they are in the world, you can pretty much reach out and touch them 24/7. I mean, unless you don't have Wi-Fi, it's pretty tough to not stay in contact nowadays if you really want to. So as I wrap up this short little video, again, I want to thank the whole team that took the time to demonstrate what right looks like. I want to always encourage them, look for people's strengths. It's very easy to find the weaknesses and to be a bully on those weaknesses, but look for their strengths and be able to exploit their strengths. A good friend of mine taught me that, and that is really stuck in my mind. And as an exercise physiologist, as somebody that's coaching people and stuff like that, get after those things that are positive. There's a lot of negative things, and in the military we do need to correct some of the things that are negative because people's lives are at stake. But too often we take somebody that they're not really suited for something and we try to force them into that square peg into the round hole. And they may be able to finally do it, but they don't necessarily always excel. So look for those strengths, exploit those strengths, and be able to use those. And what I also want to challenge you is make sure you keep taking care of each other. Be just a little bit kinder to everyone around you. Treat everybody with dignity and respect. And try hard to make a memory every day. Sometimes that's hard to do, but especially on the weekends, and if you're a military member and you have those opportunities with those that you love, strive to make a memory, especially if you have kids, because that's what they will remember. Make a memory every day and strive to make a difference. Even if it's simply saying hello to someone that maybe people don't typically say hello to, pick up a piece of trash, let somebody go at an intersection, just something. You know, it doesn't need to be a lot, doesn't need to be a big deal. At least anyway, for today. This is Doc Hunter 815, signing off. Stay Army strong, out here.